Hey, everybody, welcome to another edition of the America Guns and Freedom Podcast. We are still in the final days of Toy Guns for Tots 2025. So today we're going to be doing the standard Toy Guns for Tots way of doing things today that we've been doing. If you want to donate to Toy Guns for Tots, use the link at the top. Especially if you want to donate and get an entry into the current grips we're giving away. We're doing a different grip every 48 hours pretty much. So tonight's grip is G10 1911 full-size grips, and they got the Millennium Falcon on them. That picture there is showing them from the top. That's upside down. If you're looking at the grips regularly, the Millennium Falcon is going upwards. So if you want to get registered to win those, make sure you donate through the link on the website, and I'll tell you more about that later. Make sure you use the right link. But if you want to get entered into those, use that link at the top. If you want to donate to Toy Guns, to Pets and Vets, get entries into the nightly knife drawing and the monthly silver bullet drawing, you have to go through YouTube Super Chat now. Just for this week, while we're trying to donate all the PayPal stuff or dedicate all the PayPal stuff to Toy Guns for Tots. So we're doing that for a little while, just long enough to get you used to it, and then we'll move on to doing it different. So, all right. I like to start the chat every day. Oh, you all know the drill. It's just an open chat. You ask me questions, suggest topics, put in a live chat. Make sure to put out the Yankee Marshal in front of it, or send me emails to shootingleft-of-center at gmail.com if you want to send stuff over there. So feel free to do any of that if you would like. And if you want to donate to Toy Guns for Tots, use the link at the top of the chat window. If you want to donate to Pets and Vets and do a super chat and get entries in the knife drawing, use the YouTube super chat. All right. And as usual, I like to start the day by reading the names of people who have bought merchandise over the last 24 hours. Let's see if we've got anybody. I'm probably going to have to load the page because I haven't looked since yesterday. So, my store is not exactly busy, so it's okay if I don't look at it for a little while. We got one person ordered something. It was Robert Stickney, and he got a Toy Guns for Tots ornament. So thanks to them for donating to Toy Guns for Tots. And with that being said, if you want to donate, if you want to help out the programs or the channel, go on over to TYMPpistolproject.com. If you go over there, you'll see this page right here. At the very top, you'll see a place where you can donate to Toy Guns for Tots. Explains it right there and tells you if you donate $20, you get an entry into the grand prize drawing. There's going to be other prizes too, but that's the grand prize. And the grand prize is shown right there. It is a 590 retrograde shotgun with a special grip, an extra stock with an engraving on it. Also, you can buy Toy Guns for Tots merchandise right there through that link. But here's the part where I need to be very clear. If you want to be entered to win the grips, the custom grips we do every 2 days, the Millennium Falcons are the ones we're doing now. You have to donate through that link right there. If you donate through the link at the top, I don't see that as you want the grips. You have to do it through here. So do it through there and get entries into the grip drawing. If you want to be, because if you want the grips, if you like the grips, then don't use this one up here. Use this one. It doesn't change anything because if you donate $5 through this one, you get an entry in the grips. You donate 10, you get 3 entries into the grips. You donate 20, you get 7 entries into the grip, and you still get your entry into the 590 retrograde because this is all going through the same place. So keep that in mind when you're deciding what you want to do. And also over there, you can still do the regular stuff like become a subscribe star supporter, a Patreon member, apply for TYMPPP, and nominate a veteran for Handguns for Heroes. So with that being said, let's get over to the questions and see if anything's coming in today. Well, first, let's read the names of people that have donated to Toy Guns for Tots today to get their entries into the grip drawing. Remember, it's only $5 to get an entry. Let's see here. Who do we got? What is today? 26. Karen Woodson. She donated. I don't think she donated through the grip drawing. If she wants an entry in the grip, she needs to let me know. Robert Stickney. Trent Kidd. Trent Kidd did a nice donation. Salvador Verga did a decent donation there too. Well, they're all decent. Craig Prescott donated. Donald Google donated. Edgar Cortez did a big donation this week. Toby Pearson did a sizable donation. Ben Coors donated. Jeff Beeson donated. And John M. Mandrick did another donation. So those are the people that have donated to Toy Guns for Tots. So thanks to them. If we get any during the chat, I'll go back and read them later. It's easy to remember John and Mandrick was at the top of the list and know where to start from. Now let's get over here, see if we got any super chats coming in for me. Nominal Snowman says unemployed again. Yay, 62 months. It means he's going to be unemployed for 62 months or he was employed for 62 months. I'm not sure which one he's saying. I find it hard to believe he kept a job for 62 months. So it must be the former. George Powell. What pistol do I have to buy to fit those grips? Well, these are full-size 1911 grips. So any full-size 1911 you want to get, pretty much going to fit them. They are cut for a ambi safety. So if you want them, get registered to win them. Any full-size 1911, they should fit on. Now, they are not cut for a magwell. You can still use them with a magwell, but they are not cut for a magwell. As you can tell, they got the little cutout at the back for the pin, and they got the beveled edge at the bottom. So they're set up for ones without a magwell. Because I usually don't do the ones for magwells because most people don't have magwells on their 1911s. For the tots and the fur babies, I really want the bronze Bigfoot full-size 1911 grips. Well, that's probably what I'm going to do next is another set of Bigfoot grips. I got bigger Bigfoots. They're a little larger than the ones I originally had. If you remember the little one I had right here, this one is kind of small. It looked really good on the J-frame grips. It fits perfect for ones where you don't got a lot of space, but these ones are a little bigger. They come in bronze, but if you brush them down, they're just the same pewter. So I can do either one, bronze or pewter. I'll probably do something of both because I bought a bunch of those because they had them in like a pack of 50 for like $25. It was a bulk pack, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll get those. I've been paying like $6, $7 a piece for each pin for each grip. So that cuts down my expense on that. And I can make lots of Bigfoot stuff. I like Bigfoot. That was Homesteading with Soulless Ginger. Eric Nuclear chimed in and said, for the toy guns for tots, buy some laser blasters. But he donated through the wrong way, so that's going to Pets and Vets. So hi, tricked you. George Powell chimed in again. I was going to say, didn't he chime in once already? He said, you should buy the SDR for Christmas because there is no other 357 that size that offers that much. Double action, single action, adjustable sights, 6 rounds, not 5, etc. Well, the Kimber does. The Kimber offers you basically the same. The Kimber double action, single action, which I have. But the who's the Watsits? Whatever we talk, the SDR does it for a lot less money. And I would really like to have the nitride black SDR. The problem with those is finding them locally, being able to get them from my gun shop. I'd probably have to order it in. They could probably do that if there's any in the system, but just like seeing one out in the wild where it really draws my attention, that's the hard part. Edgar Cortez. That was an email just came in and it caught me by surprise. Edgar Cortez signed in here and says, chimed in, were you as incensed as I was about the National Guardsmen who were shot and ambushed by an Afghan national today in Washington, D.C., 2 blocks from the White House? Well, I haven't read the story. I saw a blurb of it before I came out here just a little bit ago, but I didn't get a chance to read it. I'm sure it'll be there when I get back later and I'll be able to read it, but I'm sure I ain't going to be happy. I am sure I'm not going to be happy. That's why I'm like, this country needs to definitely start being a lot more careful of who it offers citizenship to, who it allows in. Got to be careful. So I'm sure I will be incensed later, but right now I'm just a little ticked off because I haven't read the story fully. Andrew Avila says, I want that Cold Steel outdoor light, please. Have a happy thing. Where did I show an outdoor light? Didn't I give those all away already? I already gave all those away. Well, wait, I do actually have one other one. I have one other one here. But it's got a little marring on the blade. If you look right there, it somehow got a little marring on the blade. So I haven't gave it away because it's got a little, but if someone didn't care about that, they could definitely have it. Because I've tried to just give them away when they're in perfect condition. Because they're all new, but, you know, some of them have been banged around. You know, they were in a box with a bunch of other knives. This one came out of its sheath, and it got a little bit of scuff on the blade. And there's also another one that also has a scuffed blade, I do believe. Hold on. No, that one, the blade looks fine. Why did I put this one aside? Oh, it's got a little scratch. Well, not a scratch, but like a little scuff right there. See it? Just a little, like, well, maybe it wipes off. Oh, no, it wiped off. So I might have two more of them. We'll see. What's that one? Oh, that's another Canadian belt knife. And what is this one? These ones, I don't know what these ones are. These are just like little fishing knives or something. What are they called? The Fin Bear. I got those too. Then we got Homesteading with Soulless Ginger chiming in that says, for the fur babies, and I want the Cold Steel Voyager knife, how many mags do you suggest people need for each gun that they I bet he means own. Not for each guns that they unless he stepped on something while he was typing that, like a Lego or something. Like bare minimum. Bare minimum? One would be bare minimum. Because semi-autos are kind of useless without a magazine. But I always recommend everybody have at least 2 magazines because you want to carry a spare when you're carrying your gun. Beyond that, it's just prepping. You know, if you want to have more for bad situations. Because, I mean, if in normal day life, if, one of my magazines is bad for my carry gun, well, you order another magazine. And you deal with with the one you have. Just hope it didn't go bad till, a day or two till you can get another one in. But if you want to be like stocked up for the end times, well, hell, 3 is probably good, but 5 would be better, I think. Beyond 5, that's just, deciding you probably are going to have a lot of problems and you're really sure the end times are coming. I think 5 is kind of like in that number where it's, relatively safe to say you're going to be able to use your gun and you don't need therapy quite as bad. You know what I mean? But I mean, have as many as you want. And 1 is the minimum, I think, to be able to use the gun. But that's, nope. Andrew Villa says, I don't care about that little bit of marring. I plan on using it. I think most of the people who win these type knives do plan on using them, so they probably don't care about that stuff. But I'm kind of picky. I can be a bitch about things. I'm a bougie bitch sometimes. A lazy, like Pedro Pascal said, I'm a lazy boozy bitch. Bougie, not boozy. Bougie. I don't drink. Let's see. Where was I at? Moto just said, any update? Did they fall? I'll have to look. I haven't looked since I put it in. I'll have to trace that order. It's because the other thing is the order is past 2 weeks old. So, but I did put in for a refund on it. And once I get it, I'll give it to you. Or I'll let you choose another item, whichever one you want. If you want to just choose another item, let me know before I try refunding it to your card, because I'm not real sure how to do that, but I'll try. Megabug. I don't know who that is, how you say that. I'll never understand people who carry a semi-auto, but not a spare mag. Doesn't make sense. Well, yeah, because that's the number one thing to fail in a semi-auto is a mag. So I'm like, carry an extra mag. It's not hard. It's not a lot to carry. Put it on a vertical or a horizontal belt pouch or however you want to carry it. Put it in your pocket. I got those clips, those magnetic clips for them from my pocket. I don't like carrying them that way. I prefer a belt clip. But yeah, carry an extra mag. It's not that hard. At least have extra mags in your car. It's not the hardest thing in the world. Just do it. And plus, if you want to carry a backup, some people who carry backups, make sure that's when it's good to get a little J frame chambered in the same caliber as like if you carry a 9mm, get you a little 9mm J frame. And then if something happens to your gun goes down, not your magazines. Well, then you got whatever was left in your gun plus your extra magazine to reload your revolver. So there you go. There you go. Google 10mm. He changed his name from Google. He's trying to confuse me. He used his 29-month WAP chat. It means he's been in my WAP for over 2.5 years, or for around 2.5 years. He's got the stink. And be pruny as hell. He says, please help me decide. Smith & Wesson 19 carry comp or 586 version. Besides size, any difference to consider? Why is my YouTube chat name weird now? Google. YouTube fucked with everything. I don't know why they did it. They did it. I don't know why. They don't ask me about these things. They fucked everybody up. There's supposed to be some sort of security reason for it. What the fuck is the security reason? I can't understand it. They never explained it to me. Even if they explained it to me, I probably wouldn't understand it. But still. But definitely the 586. The difference is an extra round. It's a little bit bigger gun. You know, it's not a K frame, it's an L frame. But you get an extra round. You get 7 rounds of 357 Magnum because it's 586 plus L comp. With the 19, you only get 6. But it is a little bit smaller, easier to carry gun, a little more easy to conceal because it is a tiny bit smaller. It's not a bunch smaller, but it's noticeable. Like if you hold them side by, it's to the point where I would say this: if you see one but not the other interchangeably, you might not notice the difference. If you see them side by side, you'll definitely notice the difference. So if you can handle the bigger gun, get the bigger gun. But the 19 is nothing to sneeze at either. And the only reason I haven't bought one is because I already have the 586. Check email. Got a new gun a while ago. Saved the 10 gauge. Hope all is well. All is well so far. And I saw your email. You've already pissed me off. So I will be definitely getting to it here once I get to the emails. M. Biggin. I don't know how you say that. Once again said, Charter Arms? ? You can load and eject without moon clips. Why no one else, Sweetie? Sweetie, that's who that is. What's his name off? Well, we know why their name's all fucked up. But I'm not the biggest Charter Arms fan, to be honest. But that is one thing I think they do really well. That little star that actually ejects the rounds because it's got little spring tension things that lock under the lip of the rimless rounds. So, which is kind of a misnomer. They have a rim on them. It's just recessed. But as I was saying, they have a little mechanism, a little spring thing that locks under there. I don't know if maybe the reason is it's not reliable. Maybe they can't make it work well. Because if it is reliable and it can work well, I don't know why other gun manufacturers don't make it. Because it would be so much better to have. Maybe they just think it's not worth it because everybody's going to use moon clips anyway because you can load fast and everything. But I would much rather have one that I didn't have to use moon clips. I don't like moon clips. They're fragile. They bend. They get all wonky. So I'm not thrilled about them. So I would like to have more of them do like the Charter Arms does. But I'm not the biggest fan of the Charter Arms guns. I mean, they're serviceable guns. But I just don't like the way they do their build, where they do their construction of their guns. All right, let's all right, I think that answers all the super chats. Let's get to the emails now. Also, let me log in real quick here and see if we've gotten anybody else weigh in on Toy Guns for Tots. I want to make sure before we continue on. Yes, we got Ben Coors weighed in. I don't know if he did it for the grips, though, because he's already got entries into the grip thing. He did it for the grip. He gets more. So let's crank him up. Now he gets more entries. All right. So Ben Coors just donated, got some entries into the grip, got some more entries because they already had entries. With that being said, let's get over to the emails. Share screen. Come on, Winder, as I like to say. What is that? That's not the right one. There's the right one. This came in from George Powell. Says still no Florida tax on firearms. Turkish, but runs. They look cool too. I like the way they kind of look like one of those old paste guns. But that's nice not have sales tax. We have sales tax here. It's like 8% or something like that. Buzz One Dude 69. That's what's his face? Hey Yankee, did you ever talk to that company about my shirts that I sent you a picture of how the design started coming off after the first wash? I think I did. I don't know. I better check tonight. I think I did. Resend me the order number just in case and the picture again, so I got it all in front of me because it might have slipped my mind. But make sure to let me know. Solar Bear steals course sign at Polar Bear Marathon. He took the job too seriously. Oh, it's a polar bear stealing a sign. I like polar bears. I don't want one like near me, but I like polar bears. Unless I'm in like a cage or they're in a cage, one or the other. All right, we got another email here from a nominal snowman. He said, Thanksgiving dinner. He's eating Cinnabon cinnamon rolls. I don't like those. I love cinnamon rolls, but I don't like Cinnabon. Now, I will say I don't think Cinnabon puts raisins in theirs. So at least that's a good thing. Because I know I've eaten one. I wouldn't have eaten it if it had raisins in it. I would have asked them right up at the counter, say, do you put raisins in this? And if they'd said yes, I would have said, you all are the devil. And I would have walked away without buying one. But I bought one and ate it. I didn't like it. I don't like the icing. It's too sour, creamy. I didn't care for the icing at all. It's just big and gooey and giant. And maybe those ones don't look as bad as the one I had at the airport. Says diabetes be damned. But you ain't got diabetes. I got diabetes. One more here. Let's share this one. This one it came in from Derek Moritz. New gun. SIG SP 2022. A gun way ahead of its time, actually. And I really wish that would have been the updated version of the 250. I wish they would have just updated this gun instead of making the 250 the way they did. I would like to see a remake of this modernized a little bit, slimmed down a little bit. That's what I'd like to see. But also, fuck you for getting a new gun when I didn't, you cunt. But other than that, I like that gun. All right, I think that's it for the questions. Let me get over to the live chat, see if we got anything coming in over here. I don't got much. Let me read them all. And then I got, where am I at? Those would look real good on my SIG Nightmare 1911 or my Camp Guard. Well, on those, you'd have to, don't those have the carry cut on them at the back? But you can do that. You can cut them. I mean, like here's a pair of old grips I had that, that I've been using to engrave on, to test engravings. But these used to be regular grips, and I just filed off the backside right there and made them for a bobtail gun. So if you did that, you'd have to bobtail them, but that's not hard. Because I think both those guns are bobtails. I'm not sure. And now that I'm saying it, I'm starting to second guess myself, but I think they're all bobtails. We got another donation to Toy Guns for Tots from Dennis Scaly Jr. And he got entries into the drawing. So let me put him over here. Dennis. Or is that Denise? I always can never tell Dennis from Denise. I think Dennis has two N's in it. Dennis Scaly. Give him his entries there. Okay. He is on the list now, too. Oh, if you ordered a Pikachu shirt and it came in bad, I ain't gonna be able to fix them. Oh, this is the one for the refund. Yeah, you can replace it with whatever. Yeah, I mean, just any hoodie we have. And if there's a hoodie, a design that I have that's not on a hoodie that you'd like it on to replace it, just let me know. They won't make it that logo on anything. You'll have to choose another design. That has been copyright checked. Would it be possible to put some of those grips in the replaceable back strap for a Glock, or is that too narrow? But they're not going to fit in the back strap of a Glock. Now you could get Glock back straps and put little emblems in them, probably. I don't know. I'd have to look and see. Let me look at a Glock here real quick. Hold on. Yeah, that's plenty big enough. I could probably put something in there. I just have to know if it's deep enough. That's the thing. If it's too shallow, that'd be the problem. Like if we were drilling through all the material to make the spot for the emblem to go. Something small, though, like that little Bigfoot, that would fit there, I'm sure. All right, where was I at here? I was over here in the live chat, wasn't I? Let me see if we got a question coming. Either one is fine. I'm not sure which. Oh, he's talking about his donation going to either one. Migabugaba is sweetie. Yeah, he told me. Mississippi now in top 5 reading scores. Key is they use phonics. Other state use whole language approach, teaching kids to guess words. Also, gun safety should be taught in schools. Mississippi's still 58 or 48th in education. So I don't think I'm singing Mississippi's education praises. Or are they 49th now? They go back and forth with West Virginia and Mississippi and state ratings, education. Let's see if we can see the most recent. Let's see where Mississippi is these days. Let's see. Alabama, Mississippi. Where's West Virginia? West Virginia's 46. This says that Mississippi's climbed to 40th, but that's still pretty low. And I don't know if I trust this one. I don't know who that is. World Population Review. I don't know if I. All right, let's see what Mississippi is over here. Oh, this says 44th. So getting different things here. But it's always bad. They're always bad. West Virginia is 45th. So 44th and 45th, that'd be about right. Who's the one now? New Mexico, Arizona, Nevada, Oklahoma are in the last places now. What have they done to their system? Is one of them ones where they started teaching the Bible and stuff like that? Which I got no problem with religious studies in schools. I took religious studies in college, and I think it's appropriate in high school because people are old enough to make up their own minds about things. But it's got to be taught as religious studies, and it's got to give equal treatment to all different religions. It can't just be, let's teach the Bible. Vermont, the first constitutional carry state and once lowest crime, now experience high crime due to drugs and soft on crime policies. I don't know where Vermont ranks in crime rates, but crime rates ain't that high in the country, so I'm doubting it's that bad. But let's see. states by crime rate. Let's see where. Which state were we talking about? Vermont. Where is Vermont? Vermont's number 7. But this says Mississippi is number 6. I don't know if that's right or not. Let's see. Because some places use their own weird metrics. I don't know where to find Connecticut on the list. So, is this worst to best or is this best to worst? It doesn't even say. Well, this is not doing it per capita. This is just doing it as overall crime. That ain't going to tell anybody anything. Because if you only got 50 people committing 5,000 crimes, that's bad. That's worse than 500,000 people committing 50,000 crimes. Let's see. I don't know. I can't find it. I'm not even sure. I think Connecticut's that little square one right next to Rhode Island, isn't it? Is that who we were talking about? No, we were talking about Vermont. Okay, I know which one Vermont is. That's the one to the left of New Hampshire. 13K. What does that tell me? It doesn't tell me nothing. Anyway, I doubt their crime rate's very high because it looks like they're at least in the low 5. Where am I at? EV's not possible due to outdated what? EV is not possible due to outdated power grid not being able to mine minerals due to lengthy permitting and permitting. That's not true. All that stuff's been debunked many times over. Now, the grid thing would be the thing I'd be the most worried about. But all the thing about the minerals and the battery technologies, most of the newer technologies don't even need the same stuff. So as technology advances, it'll be easier and easier to make EVs. The grid is probably the bigger problem of that thing. But yeah, you go on the EV facts websites and you'll see that most of that stuff's been debunked. Fruit of the Looms, LOL. What's he saying about Fruit of the Looms? Oh, I stood up, didn't I? Yeah, I'm just in my long johns. I shouldn't have stood up, should I? I forgot all about that. Yeah, that was probably, I should probably apologize for that. I'm rubbing my crotch in everybody's face. I'm surprised they didn't get me taken off the air. But yeah, they're Fruit of the Looms. Fruit of the Looms, I'm just in my long johns. All I did was put on a t-shirt and pull on the sweatshirt over top. Please don't put your long john cover. Yeah, I guess we're getting down to where I was at when I stood up. I was just trying to open up the options for our polymer-minded twins. What? What are you talking about now? Why is Welper always talking about stuff and I don't understand what he's talking about? Is it just me or is it him too? Hi, you Yankee. Still using lithium and cobalt for EV batteries. They have other tech, but not using it. Yes, they need to move on. Some of the batteries we're seeing now. I mean, good Lord, some of the stuff that's coming out. It's crazy. That's why I never buy that kind of fucking argument that it's impossible bullshit. Because you know what they said 30 years ago? It's impossible to make an EV car that go over 35 miles an hour. After that, they said it's possible to make one that would get more than 50 miles of range. Oh, it's impossible to make one this. It's impossible to do that. It's impossible to do this. It's possible to make a computer small enough that it would fit in your hand. You know, people who say things are impossible are the worst people. So I try not to listen to them too much. The thing with the backstrap pin decorations. With the backstrap pin decorations. I don't know what he's talking about. Someone named Dave Andrews 5998 is too big of a coward to come into Spank the Yank. He just posts insults. You should ban the punk. He's not worth it. Why would I bother? It's obviously not worth it. Let me see here. I don't think I'm on live chat. I think I'm on top chat. Now I'm on live chat. Yeah, cowards really aren't worth even deleting as long as they're not doing like homophobic or racist or something shit like that. I'm okay with misogynistic, obviously, because we say all kinds of, but we do it in a funny way. We're funny. We try to be comical about it. We don't really believe those things. If most of these guys in here that go along with that shit actually said it out loud, their wives would beat them up. And they know it. Oh, look, there's Mikey D. Where's he been? The prodigal son returns, finally got net on and shit half straight. Well, good. About time you get your shit together. What are you, like 72 and you're just now getting your shit together? But Mikey D's back, everybody. I wonder where he been. Somebody else was wondering about there tonight. I can't remember who it was. Google 10 millimeter, who's Google, found me a bucket list gun, Lou Horton 44 Special 64-3 from my LGS, excellent condition for $900. Thought it was a good deal. Some youngster inherited from his grandpa and only cared about the cash. Yeah, that happens a lot now, and that's a good way to get guns. But yes, I would buy that for $900. If I was you, I would buy that for $900. Maybe not as like, oh, that's a great carry gun or anything like that, but some guns are not for that. Some guns are just for having. Someone asked me the other day, what's the point of that Smith & Wesson 20 that they reintroduced? They're like, it's a big end frame. It's only got 6 rounds of 357 Magnum. What's the point? The point's having it. That's not a gun that's like, oh, that's going to be a great carry gun, or that's the best range gun, or that's just, I want to have that gun. That's the point of it. Kimber KDS9, Kimber double action, single action, or model 36, no internal lock. Well, the Kimber double action, K6S double action, single action is what I think you mean in there, and that's the best one of the bunch. You just mentioned. The prettiest of the bunch is going to be the 36. But the Kimber is going to give you 357 Magnum and 6 shots, whereas the 36 is going to give you 38 Special, 5 shots. But if you're okay with that, that's the most beautiful gun. Also has a fixed front sight, so you're not, and gutter rear sight, so you're not going to be changing any sights. But if you're okay with that, that's still the most beautiful gun. But otherwise, overall, the best gun is the K6S double action, single action of that bunch. The silicone nano wire batteries are best, much broader operating range and much higher energy density, just massive pain in the ass to make. Yeah, but it'll get easier. Need pants for Christmas. I have pants. I just didn't put any on today. Did you struggle with math back in the day? I can't pass a college algebra. No, I never struggled with math. I was always very good at math. I always thought math was the easiest subject because all you have to learn is a couple of rules. Like, okay, if it's in parentheses, you do it in this order. If it's not in the parentheses, you do it in that order. You just got to learn those things. And then everything is simple. No matter what kind of problem you're doing, be it algebra, basic arithmetic, geometry, trigonometry, which trig was harder. I will say I didn't like trig as much. But they're nothing as bad as like chemistry. Chemistry, you have to learn everything as a rule. Everything is special. You have to memorize everything about everything. In math, you just have to know the basics and it's all the same. And no single part of it is harder than multiply, divide, subtract. It's just knowing what order to do it in. So I've always found math to be very easy. Nowadays, I can't remember shit. But back in the day, it never, ever had a problem in math. Always straight A's. The only class I ever came close to failing, which I actually did fail it, but then they let me withdraw. They backed it up for me because I missed it by a day or two, was chemistry. I was getting an F in chemistry. I hated chemistry. That's the only class I ever came close to failing. And it was not close. I was failing it, and I didn't get my stuff in time to withdraw, just withdraw, not withdraw P or withdraw F. Because when you withdraw, you get a W for withdrawal. W passing or W failing. And if you get a W failing, it affects your GPA. So I sweet talked the instructor, and I got, or condom, as my advisor said, because he said I was a little con man all the time. I just was personable. I got him to do me just a W. So she said, I forgot to put it in yesterday to the bursar, and they changed it. So, teachers get hired with misdemeanors, and some cases even felonies. Brother's teacher was arrested for expired insurance and tags. And that doesn't have anything to do with whether you're a good teacher or not. Hell, even someone who's had a past felony, if they've served their time, why couldn't they be a good teacher? If they aren't currently, I mean, if it was like yesterday, that's one thing. But if it was like 20 years ago, I don't care. Most felonies are not fucking harming anybody anyway. So if it was like, oh, they were in possession of felony possession of marijuana 20 years ago, I don't give a fuck. I've watched you for years. I don't think I've ever seen you laughing. And you probably won't either. Are you making fun of my autism? Because that is a symptom. I laugh on the inside. I do laugh on the outside too. Like people who've met me at SHOT Show and stuff, they've seen me laugh, probably, maybe. But I prefer to laugh on the inside. The variables in math were total bullshit in calculus. I didn't find calculus to be that hard. Trig was more. Geometry bothers me. Geometry, there's a lot of rules. I'm not the biggest fan of geometry. Because like if they say, like here's X and Y and Z, find for X, I'm just like, well, there's X right there. But I always, those rules about how to do it, it's just, I just don't like memorizing rules. All right, let's see, where are we at? I think that catches us up with all the questions and the chats. I don't see anything over here in the live chat because remember I had to switch over. But let's see, all the emails are caught up. Let me make sure we're caught up with all the donations to Toy Guns for Tots. I got to sign back in. It signed me out. But who was the last one? It was Dennis Scaly Jr. was the last one. So we're still caught up over there. Done there. And we're done with the emails. I don't see anything coming in the live chat. I don't think I missed anything up here. George W. Bush daughter Jenna Bush says her dad used to Tyrell at her for struggling with math. Trump not invited to Dick Cheney's funeral. Bush is friends with Obama's swamp scum. Well, no, I think most politicians are able to be civil to each other and respect each other's positions. I don't think that's swampish. Now, if they were like hanging out at barbecues together, going to another statesman's funeral, that should be. And you should be able to put politics aside and be adult and things like that. But, if they were like going out bowling or something, that'd be different. But I don't think they're going out bowling. They're just casual friends and friendly. And I got no problem with that. People should be civil. Trump doesn't have that ability, and he's not well liked. A lot of people think that's tough. He's tough. He's not tough. He's just rude. He's just a spoiled little asshole that was a millionaire by the time he's 4, or by the time he's 11, and he's just rude. He's not tough. Anybody in this chat could beat his ass. Even the old ones like Mackie D. He ain't never been in a fist fight in his life. He dodged the draft. I don't like these people when they try to make him something he's not. He's not a tough guy. He's not macho. He's none of that shit. He's a bougie bitch from New York City who dodged the draft, never served his country as a soldier, any of that stuff. I don't know where they get this. He's tough just because he's rude. Being rude is not being tough. It's easy to be rude. I'm rude all the time. It's easy. Don't mean I'm tough. Did you get my email and order number pictures for the Furbat? Yes, I got it. It's right up here at the top of my list. I didn't see any reason to read it because, it's just replacing an order, but I got it. All right. Let's see. Where was I? Did I get everything? I think I got everything. Jenna Bush is a fake leftist who acts phony on TV so she can keep her job. I don't even know what she does. I don't keep up with Jenna Bush. I'll tell you that right now. I was very good at chemistry in college, knew all the things to mix to make things go boom. I just never cared for chemistry, period. Someone's telling someone, what is your favorite color form? Oh, what is your favorite color from 1 to 10? Trick question. What's 7? I think most people would say 7. Probably the most common answer. My favorite color is 7. Where are we at? Draft dodging fine by me, military industrial complex evil. I don't like draft dodging. No, I don't care for that. I don't like when it's only for rich people. I disagree 100%. There shouldn't be a way. It shouldn't be so easy for people who are wealthy to get out of serving, especially in time of war like it is. You should suck it up and fucking go. If everybody else is going. And that's the thing. If you're supporting the war, if your family supports the war, and in a lot of the cases, these people's families are the cause of the war, the wealthy elite, well, then your fucking kids serve. If you're against the war, well, then you got more of a platform, more credibility there. But if your family is part of the reason for the war and you're just getting out because you're rich, fuck you, go to fucking war. It's not fine by me. I'd have died fighting the G-men if they tried to draft me to Vietnam. Is that draft dodging? No, there's such thing as conscientious objector, but there's a big difference between conscientious objector and draft dodger. People that, have their rich parents have doctors write them fake letters saying that, oh, he's got bone spurs while he's playing football in high school and college. That's draft dodging. Conscientious objector, that's a different thing entirely. Jenna Bush calls herself independent, but endorsed Kamala Harris, who opposed school choice. Well, I oppose school choice too, because that's a fucking stupid term. It's not school choice. It's, do you want your taxpayers going to rich people's private schools? Do you want your tax money going to that, or do you want it going to your kid's school? Because we'll give you a voucher that'll pay for 1/3 of a private school, which you won't be able to afford to pay the other 2/3. So your school will just go to hell, while the rich people are getting a break on their private school tuition. That's all that is. So just the fact you use the term school choice shows you're kind of dumb. Let's see here. All right, where are we at? All right, we are done. I think we are even almost out of time. We're almost out of time. We're not quite out of time, but we got Jacoby Crows. What did he send here? He just sent an email. What does it? Oh, he just bought a gun. So let me share that real quick because he's also a see you next Tuesday. Share screen, Wender, boom, boom. Do you think I made a good purchase? I bought this firearm kind of blind, but I like it. Maybe you could give away a cheap firearm like this. I've given away a PK380 before. In fact, I think it was one of the first ones I ever gave away was a PK380. And who is it has one? Is it Sean Bain has one? They're nice little guns. I really like the trigger guard mounted mag release. I'm a big fan of that European style mag release. So I like that a lot better. Doesn't get in the way of your fingers. Just really prefer it. So I think those are fine guns. Why is that not launching that picture? I guess it's the same picture. I don't know. But yeah, I would say it's fine. And that blue's purty. That blue is purty. That was Jacoby Crows. I thought I heard another dong come in, but I guess it was just his coming in late. So I don't see any other emails. We're all caught up on the donations to Toy Guns for Tots. We've answered all the super chats, and we are pretty much done. Oh, we got one question. Charter schools make sense for kids in failing districts like Chicago that G-fail no matter how much money they get. No, fix the schools. Instead of making the schools worse, coming up with ridiculous programs to benefit wealthy people and connected people, fix the actual schools, use the money that's supposed to go to the schools for the schools, like all the lottery money that was supposed to go to the schools here in Washington, the roads in the schools, and haven't seen a penny of it. So fix the actual fucking problem and get us back to being the best educated country in the world again, instead of a bunch of morons. Yes, Magazine Retriever said, fix the fucking schools. He's right. Absolutely right. Stop with these stupid schemes that all they do is transfer taxpayer money away from the school system and into more private selective pockets, because it doesn't do anybody any good. Where am I at? All right, we're done. All right. Let me close that. I still got that open, don't I? Hold on. Let me close that down. And we are caught up. I want to thank everyone who showed up today, everybody who participated in the chat. I appreciate it. Everybody, especially who donated to Toy Guns for Tots today or for the super chats. I appreciate it. Let's do the knife drawing real quick, and then we'll get out of here. All right. Let me go through and add up the knife drawing entries real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. No, wait, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I'll give him one for that. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. We had a lot of entries tonight. We had a couple of 10s and a 20. So let me do a number between 1 and 30. If you're nice, I won't stand up and stick my underwear in your face again tonight. Was that on the chat or before? I have to censor that tonight when I do the video. All right, number 16. All right, let's go over here, count down 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Andrew Avila. Andrew Avila is the winner. So send me an email saying knife winner in the subject line. Then in the body, tell me which of the knives you wanted and your address. And I will get it shipped out with my next shipment, which should be probably next Monday, I would say. Unless I get really adventurous tomorrow and we do it Friday. But thank you. Well, I don't know why I'm saying thank you. But all right. Thanks for coming, everybody. I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Please hit that like button and share this video on whatever social media you have. Since this is a restricted channel, you're the only chance we have to overcome YouTube's anti-2A bias and discrimination.